particular spreadsheet that we're looking at, we have had a change. We used to have a warehouse in Charlotte, and now that has been moved to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of my tasks that I needed to do, is go through and make that change.
Okay, we can do that easily. And you don't have to scroll through all the whatever 100 rows you have in this to find them. We have a feature called Find and Replace.
Okay, let's use it.
So first of all, let's just go to cell A1, just so we're at the beginning of the spreadsheet, because it will start looking from whatever point we're in the spreadsheet. So this way we make sure we start from the beginning.
Okay, good.
And on your home tab, all the way down to the right, you see the binoculars? There you go. It says Find. Let's click on that drop down, and you'll notice there's several options here. Go to was like that F5 key we did a long time ago. But notice we have Find and we have Replace. And Find will let me find occurrences of text. Let's just go on and click on Find for right now, because the Replace is in here also.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes we just need to look and see if something's there, and so
Okay.
we do Find.
All right.
But sometimes, in your case, we want to find it and then change it to something else.
That's what I'm
So
gonna
notice
do.
there's two tabs, a Find tab and a Replace tab. So we're going to use the Replace. And everything in this dialog box on the Replace tab works pretty much like the Find tab, except for we're going to replace with something.
Okay.
Now also, you'll notice that we have an Options button, and we're going to go on and click on that so we can see what else is available here. Notice that you can match case. So if you want to look for something only when it's uppercase or lowercase or title case or whatever, you can do that. You can tell it to match the entire cell contents, which means it only finds, which location was it you said, Charlotte? If we say match entire cell contents, then if you had Charlotte City somewhere, it wouldn't find Charlotte City if we typed Charlotte and
Okay.
find what. But if we didn't have that selected, Charlotte City would come up too.
Okay.
So it's you got to decide whether you want to match the entire cell or just part
Okay.
of the cell. And what else do you notice about this?
Well, it looks like we have some options here as far as where it's looking.
Yeah, you can look by the sheet or by the rows, or you can look in formulas.
Okay.
Those are all preset there, and we're actually going to be dealing with a column, so that search by rows we could always choose to do by column.
Okay. Here we go.
And if you want, you can click on the drop down for sheet. And notice if you had multiple worksheets, you could look through the whole workbook.
Okay, so if the default is sheet, so it's only going to look on this one sheet
Right.
unless I change it.
Right.
All right, that's good to know.
So that's what we want, so we'll leave that there. You also have some format options, and we're going to play with that in a moment.
Okay.
So let's just go in and find what you want to find, Charlotte. And then whatever the location was, I believe you said Greensboro. Right, now we've got that in there, and you'll notice you have several buttons at the bottom, command buttons. We have Replace All. We're not going to use that one right now.
Okay.
But if you're positive that every occurrence of Charlotte needs to change to Greensboro and that you don't need to check each one, you can do Replace All.
Okay.
And it'll just go bing, ding, ding, and it'll do it, and it'll tell you how many times it changed it.
Okay.
You can instead use the Find Next, and it'll find the first occurrence, and then you choose to either find the next one or to replace. So you can pick and choose which ones you replace.
So if I choose Find Next, it'll show it to me first, and then I can make the decision on
Right.
whether I can replace it or
Right.
not. Okay.
Right. Now, if we're just finding, Find All will tell us how many it finds.
Okay. All right.
So let's do the Find Next.
All right.
Let's just play around with this a moment and see. And there you go. And that's Charlotte in your Ship From column. Do you want to replace that one with Greensboro?
I do.
All right, so you click Replace. And when you click Replace, notice we can still see, because that was in cell D6, that it now says Greensboro, and it immediately went to the next Charlotte.
Okay, so it'll go through, and I don't necessarily have to hit Find Next. It'll go
Right.
down to the next
If
one.
you do replace, it automatically finds the next one.
Okay.
Okay, but if you didn't do replace, you would have to do Find Next for the next one.
Okay.
So let's say you didn't want to change that one, then you would do Find Next. All right, let's just do replace on that one. All right, now Of course, we have the replace all. Do you think there are any occurrences of Charlotte in here that does not need to be replaced?
No, this is pretty straightforward.
Then why don't we click the replace all? And you'll see there it made 31 more replacements. So you must have had 33 occurrences
That's
of
perfect.
Charlotte. So wow, 33.
That saved me a lot of time.
It really did. So we can click OK there. Now, one of the things you might want to do is flag this because it changed.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, so that when my sales managers are looking at this, they can immediately see that that has been modified.
Right. Let's do this. Let's click back out into the spreadsheet and get up to cell A1, just so we start at the beginning again. Notice you can navigate out to the spreadsheet when this dialog box is open. Now let me show you how you can make that change. We might want to turn the Greensboro occurrences into red.
Okay.
Okay. So we want to find what?
All of the Greensboros.
Right. So we'll change that from Charlotte to Greensboro.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to replace it, not really with Greensboro, but with a formatting, right? So we can leave
Right.
Greensboro there because that's correct.
Okay.
But go over there to the right where it says format. That's just going to show you what it looks like there. And notice you have the format dialog box, and we have various tabs, and obviously we want to go to the font tab, right?
That's right.
And let's just turn it bold and red maybe. And notice it gives you a preview,
Okay.
shows you what it's going to look like. And do we know all the occurrences of Greensboro now are the new ones?
Yes.
All right, then let's do replace all. And see it
33.
made 33.
Perfect.
So we click OK, and there you have it.
That works out great. That really jumps off the page now, and all of my sales managers will be able to see that change.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little tool. One little tip, another way you can use this, remember we used autocorrect the other day and you did CT becomes Christina Tankersley. If you wanted to and you were in the middle of a document and you had a word like that, or like my uncle's last name that I spelled out to you, can you spell it?
No.
Yeah, it was long, P-F-A-N da 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 da. Anyway, another thing you could do is type in a code there, like I could type PF. And then at the end of the document, when I'm done creating it, go back and use my find and replace. Find PF, replace with fan still.
Oh,
I type
okay.
fan still once. And that's for things that maybe we wouldn't put in autocorrect. It's just, a one-hitter or something, but it's going to occur several times.
Or maybe I'm using somebody else's computer and
Yes.
I don't want it to be on there.
There you go.
Okay, great. I can think of all kinds of ways that I can use this particular feature.